Hello. How's everyone doing out there? Apparently, man, YouTube beef between YouTubers is Mini Bike Madman's talking about beef between YouTubers. I don't have any beef between YouTubers because half of the shit I say is true, so they can't rebut anything I say. How you guys doing, little YDBT Daily? Hopefully you guys can hear me okay. I'm blown away that the white car video that I released yesterday fucked with so many people's heads in a way that made them like rethink everything, right? And maybe a lot of people don't get exposed to that kind of content. You know, you guys watch, like, who's a stick shift S550 guy that you guys watch? Like, who is a stick shift S550 guys that you guys watch all the time? And you go, this guy, oh my God, he's my content guy, blah, 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 blah. And then I go out there, do a 60 to 130. Actually, looking at the log, it's 12 PSI. It's nothing crazy. 20 degrees. And it went 690. And people were like, oh my God, the car sounds badass. The shifting is badass. Alex is shifting at 8,500 RPMs, stock OPGs. And they're like, I don't get it. I don't understand. I don't understand why this has never been more popular. And it's messing with people's heads. It's messing with 10R80 owners. It's messing with people that love the stick shift game and thought they were badass stick shift motherfuckers. And they see a guy like me who, again, I've always thought I was a good driver, but I don't tout myself as like the king daddy of drivers. But compared to other guys on YouTube specifically that don't have face-plated T56s and all this bullshit, and you know, all this exotic stuff, and they're like, Alex is out there doing some real world content, shifting a MT82 S550, getting it, like straight up getting it. And it kind of made people second guess, like, shit, maybe I should stick with this manual trans stuff. Now, the funny thing is, a lot of people, and the reason I bring this up is because you get a lot of hero passes on people that claim to be quick as fast as this, quick as fast as that. And I go out there and I'm just, look, I'm a regular guy that can somehow relay decent information. So when they see me out there jamming gears at 80-something hundred RPMs in a Gen 3 Mustang with a Vortec, which is something most guys that make 40 to 50, $60,000 a year can afford that combo. And they go, God damn it, this guy is getting it done and it looks a lot of fun. I might want to get into that game. Understand this, guys. I'm willing to blow up the transmission. I'm willing to smoke the clutch. I'm willing to blow up the motor. And that's what really needs to be said. A lot of people don't admit that. And if you're not willing to blow stuff up for the sake of getting the max performance out of your car, then your car's probably not going to run the same. You know what I mean? I threw caution to the wind on those shifts. You listen to those shifts. They're crisp. They're good. They're what I'm used to because I know how I drive. But everyone else from the outside looking in was like, wait a minute, that's possible? The shifts can sound like that when you get after it with the right clutch, because a lot of people out there are still selling you braided clutch lines. They're selling you different clutch helper springs. They're selling you everything but what the actual fix of the issue is, the clutch. So I just wanted to, you know, kind of let you guys know that hero passes are something similar. I am willing to blow my shit up. I'm willing to blow the trans up. I'm willing to smoke the clutch. I'm willing to blow up the motor. If you're not willing to do that, I don't think you're going to be able to get similar performance out of that. Someone said mid sixes for the white car in the near future. Absolutely, guys. Once I get turbo smart blow off valve, my next thing to do is to get, and I talked to Jake about it. This is going to be the next video probably on the car. A turbo smart blow off valve. It's going to be louder, but it's going to allow for proper boost for that pulley size. Right now, what's happening, I suspect, based on the data log that you guys saw in the video, is it's fluttering. The blow-off valve keeps fluttering, open and close, and it's not holding tight enough to actually keep the boost in the charge pipe. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to order a Turbo Smart blow-off valve, weld it in with Jake, and we're going to get after it and fuck around and get you progression on that, because some people stick to what the kit offers, plain and simple. So I appreciate you guys that said, hey, that the shifting looked badass. It looked fun as hell. You saw that 1-2 shift where I went totally sideways, stayed in it, And somehow the car didn't go into a ditch. Did you notice how the car did not go into a ditch after going pretty fucking sideways? You see the steering wheel correcting. I stayed in it. And pow, slammed the shift at like 8,100. And people were just like, what the fuck's happening with this video? Like, what in the hell is happening in this video? That they thought that it would explode the trans or I'd end up in the ditch somewhere. So before we get into all that, we'll talk about hero passes, why hero passes are ruining your expectation for your vehicle. That's right. A lot of you guys out there go on Mustang 6G, Facebook, and Instagram, and the guys that you're following are not being truthful as to what's done to their car. And then when you duplicate their setup, and this happened in the Fox body days too, guys, we'll talk about that, that your car does not perform as good as the hero passes that you see online. Let's say hi to the people here. Talk some shit. Let's go. We got Douche Did It, Paul H, Mendoza's Coyote, Jared, TJ, Mike Smith, One Quick Truck. I'm Hung So Low, Darren Harper, Carlitos Way, Bill Morris, and Eliza, S550, Slow 99, Agent Orange, Wesley Stewart, Infamous, S550, 2000 MCR, I Smell Butthurt, Gordon Kemmerling. What's going on? Alex Amory. Guys, go to Vinyl Freaks and Company and go to the collections page. Oh, we got some new shirts up that you're going to love, and I'm going to buy those shirts. Hello, says John Shoemaker, JD Swag, Godfather, Chrome Tink, DJ, Mike Rodriguez, Rocco Zaioli. Second Shift Racing is just here to make fun of the NA boys. JD Swag, the mod, Shipbox Fox, Diego Flores, Second Shift Racing again, Mini Bike again, Killon, Clip Clop, just the guy, Rocco, Tango, Mad Motorhead, Andy, James, Rican, Jesus, Hunter's Garage, Troy, 508 Josh, and all the other usual suspects. Again, as always, I'd like to thank people that actually pay me money and get their shit up on my, get their logo on my ship, The Parts Farm. Thank you. The Parts Farm today delivered a Cobra to somebody, a 24,000 mile Cobra. They somehow got and delivered to somebody. Like the whole thing must have been a salvage edition. Oh, who knows? But they have a whole new crop of S550s coming in. And I'm telling you, if the Parts Farm comes across a ruby red 14 that is a repairable deal, I'm in cash. And two, Auto Solutions, who is now basically becoming the king daddies of building GT500s in Puerto Rico. Plain and simple. You want a fast GT500 and Lund tuned, you go to 2 Auto Solutions. And that's it. That's all you got to do. All right. So hero passes. Let's talk about hero passes. How many of you have seen David Crunkleton? Man, I got to get with you this weekend, bro. I got to get with you this week. I got to lock you in. We need to talk. How many of you have seen hero passes? Cobra Jet Gen 3 runs 990. Right. And then they say, well, it's due to the spark plugs. It's due to the cold air intake. It's due to the fuel I'm using. It's due to my tuner, right? And then I pay attention. I really do pay attention, because when people come at me saying, I have the same mods he has, why am I not running the same time he has? Should I get tuned by him? I go, well, look, you could do this. You could get tuned by the other person. You can pretty much bolt on. You could talk to the guy who's who is maybe ran the number. But one thing the guy's never going to tell you is exactly how the car sits. That would be really stupid. Back in the Fox body days, everyone had a B cam. That's right, kiddos. Everybody had a B cam. I'm not saying that they actually had a B cam, but everyone told you they had a B cam. Meanwhile, it's a 347 with R heads, 202 160s, or even more, exotic fuel, really light, worked over transmission, 430 gears, and so when guys were at the track with their Fox bodies running well into the 10s or maybe 9s stick back in the, 90s, they're not going to tell you exactly what's going on in the car, because it took them years of collective knowledge to get there. So the last thing they're going to do is actually tell you what's going on with the car. MB says, "You're doing God's work, Alex. Thank you for keeping it real." Thank you, MB. So every time you went to the track and the guy ran a badass number, you go, what's done to this car? He's going to say B-cam, 1.6 rockers, and 373s. And you're going to go, B-cam, 1.6 rockers, and 373s? Okay. You go to Mustangs Unlimited in Connecticut. You drive down there with your boys like a bunch of dumbasses, and you say, I want a B-cam. I want Ford Racing 1.6s and 373s. You put them on. You put them on. You go to the track, 13.8. Sasso. And then you feel
stupid
for believing the guy. For believing the guy. And then you go, and then you hear the car the next time you see him at Lebanon Valley Dragway. And you go, that thing sounds so stupid. Like, have you ever heard a high compression car idling? It sounds like there's World War III. It sounds like Russia bombing Ukraine under the hood. And you're like, that's a 950 RPM idle? And the guy has the nerve to say B-cam, 1.6 rockers, and 373s. And you guys believe them. So the modern version of that is this. Ported 18 manifold, E85, and any other tuner but Lund. Any other tuner. I'm not here to bullshit you. I'm not going to here to blow smoke up your ass and tell you that based on a ported 18 manifold, LU47s, blah, 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 that the car's going to run astronomical numbers. No, that is broke boy shit. But every guy that runs a good NA number, oh, I got these spark plugs. I'm using Pumpy 85, ported 18 manifold, and JLT. Meanwhile, the thing has a 318 cubic inch ported heads to death, cams, just dumb shit. And the kicker, 3,200 pounds. What's up, PK Auto? 3,200 pounds. And then you go on Mustang 6G or Facebook or Instagram and you hit them up. How did you run 1030? How did you run 1040? How did you run 10.6? With just a ported 18 manifold, Texas speed headers, and a anything but Lund tune. So then you buy the stuff. You buy the stuff. Oh, he said ported 18 manifold, W47s, and I'm going to get a Lund tune because Lund's my tuner, okay? Hey, Alex, my car's underperforming. My car's underperforming. What should it perform with your mods, sir? 10.3. 10.3. That's the kicker, 661 Racing. That's the kicker. It's not a Lund tune. And then you draw the tune and you go, actually, it's a Lund tune just with 15 more degrees of time. How many Coyote swap turbo cars have Lund tunes as bases? Oof. Anyway, that's the other thing. The weather mod. Customers hit us up. They go, this thing's underperforming. This is not running what it should be running. What should it be running? Oh, it's running 10.3. It should be running 10.3 because I know a guy that runs 10.3 and he sits the same as I do. Really? He sits the same as you do? He hits the same as you do. What did Love Boost say? Let me see. Our GTR superior to cars? Yeah, I don't know. About to boot him. So, isn't that the guy with the Altiza lights? So then you come to find out, because I pay attention to the internets, tuners they hate each other, but there's also the screenshots. What's my car weigh? Oh, that car that you're comparing it to, sir, is 3,100 pounds. It's sitting like a 4x4. The springs are so unsprung. It's sitting like a 4x4. What fuel is he using? Some exotic shit that it doesn't come in any pump. Oh, he said it's stock long block. No, it's got cams, ported heads, and it's a bumped up. It's like a 380. And you're like, you're there literally thinking that the guy's going to tell you exactly what's done to it, only for you to use the tuner he's using. I know people, and PK Auto Design can vouch for me because I think he's seen it. They take their car somewhere. An unsuspecting customer takes their car somewhere that's not running right. And they go, oh, it's the fucking tune. You got to get tuned by my tuner. Come to find out the car has a massive vacuum leak, or some other shop built it, Lund tuned it. And they go, yeah, you got to work with my tuner because I'm not going to work with Lund because they suck. Then maybe the guy gets smart and goes, let me take the shit to PK. Let me take the shit to PBH. Let me take the shit to Lujan to get a second opinion. Oh, you got a huge, massive fucking vacuum leak in stock spark plugs. Meanwhile, the tuner was told he got NGK 6510s and that it's been smoke checked and there is no issue. The hero passes are becoming an issue, not for us, for you. You guys are out there thinking that a off-the-shelf, I'm not even going to name the brand blower. I am not going to name the brand blower. But an off-the-shelf blower can run a certain number. And then you come to find out the bitch had it was ported more than elephants' assholes. It had stupid work, dumb work. But the blower manufacturer doesn't say that. They don't say, oh, by the way, the blower that was on such and such vehicle is ported to fucking death, whether it be Edelbrock, whether it be anybody, any of the big three. Well, four. Those guys are out there telling you, yep, buy this. It'll do it on your car. And the bitch has been ported to death. So you buy that blower. You get the same pulley combo. You make it sit the same. And it's down 150 or 200 horse. And then people hit us up and go, yeah, something's wrong, dude. This blower should make 12. When certain blower manufacturers promise pro mod horsepower numbers, my ears perk up. I go, excuse me? And then people think I'm a fucking asshole. Look, I am trying to keep the customer's expectation to something reasonable because you don't want to take your hard-earned money, spend it on something that is literally not true. Whether it be someone on the internet trying to sell their parts, someone saying they ran a badass NA number and they told you half the parts. Look, this is no different than the Fox body game. This is no different than the Fox body game back in the day. Nobody told you what they had. Nobody told you the truth. Nobody is going to be legit with you. They want to have the edge. So I'm not going to tell you everything I got going on, but let's say in the white car didn't run an astronomical number, 690, 60 to 130. That's nothing crazy. Some NA, CJ cars, 10R80 cars probably can do that. But how do they sit? Do they weigh 3,800 pounds? Do they have everything done to the car? Meaning I have everything is stock on the car minus the rear seat. And that's like a savings of 10 pounds. All right. That's how I sit. I have nothing to hide when it comes to that car. So keeping your expectations and stop looking at hero passes is what you should look at. Consistency is worth more than hero passes. If you guys are out there cheering your greatest hero, you can be my hero, baby. What's Enrique Iglesias? Oh man, I'm gonna copy his combo, and you never get to run the number he can run. Is because he's not telling you everything he's got done to the car. Nobody tells you everything they know. One more time, nobody tells you everything they know. They keep something in the back pocket. They keep some information back there. How many times have you guys seen a guy say, come to us, we're the best, our tuners, da-da-da-da-da, and the motherfucker just knows how to unbolt shit. It just take this off, take that off, take that off. And you're just like, wait, your tuning's not any better. You just have a lighter car, right? And then when you shove a coyote in a fox, they all of a sudden start saying, well, it's a fox body, so the record doesn't really matter. It's power to weight. Who gives a fuck what chassis it's in? What's your car weigh? Every single time someone tells me they ran a number NA, I need to know what you weigh so that I can go there. And the DA, if it is negative 2,000 and you weigh 2,800 pounds in an S550, that record can go in the fucking trash can, sir. Plain and simple. Converter is the biggest lie in secret. Exactly, Bondo Bird. How many people do you know, Bondo Bird, that say they run a Circle D 3C and then they have some exotic 252 with some dumb shit, and you're like, oh, I didn't know that. Cars are Houston gut to shit. Driver has not eaten for 6 days, weighs 90 pounds, and running FTW leftover 2016 fuel. Runs a badass number. Everyone goes crazy and wants to sing. And they wonder why they can't duplicate the number. Because you don't got Pookie. You don't got the you don't got the last 3 or 4 55-gallon drums of FTW. FTW purple, the badass shit. Why can't anyone just duplicate that anymore? Didn't the guy who owns Ignite used to fuck with FTW? Like there was a partnership, then they split, then there was drama. And now I think they do the other fuel, Ignite. Why can't they just duplicate what the fuck FTW was? That was such a badass fuel. I got 25 horsepower from a ported throttle body. Exactly. Hey, what do you got done to the car? Oh, I have a ported throttle body, ported manifold, ported this, ported heads. And you're like, oh, you're getting kickbacks from a company that ports just so that you can say you port shit. Meanwhile, the dude has a Cobra Jet and a 50 shot. The FTW purple for the motherfucking win. Why? Can somebody explain to me? Can an Ignite representative, can a VP person, can someone tell me why they can't simply duplicate that exact same formula? What is the issue with that? I told him to go to lunch, says he doesn't want to be like everyone else. Right, Killon. Why would they? They spend a shit ton of money on a newbie and wants their info for free. No, fam. No, I understand that. But that's what I'm saying. People blame the tuner. Well, Alex, the only variable here is the tuner. Okay, so you go to Johnny Boy or Steve or Chad, and they supposedly sit exactly like you. Except the difference is the tuner. Now, I know that at 11, 12, 13 PSI on pump gas, you have a limit as to how much power you can make based on timing before the engine blows up. It's just no two ways about it. 10 PSI, 650, maybe 680 on a Pro Charger, Paxton, whatever it is, you can make about plus minus 10 to 20 horsepower given the aggressiveness of the tune on the same boost and the same AFR. If you are turning off knock sensors and shoving 22 degrees of timing in the bitch, you're an irresponsible tuner on pump gas. So I would tell people, I'm not willing to blow up your car to run the number that the Hero Pass just ran. But people don't care. People go, well, I don't give a fuck. I want to run the number that he's running. So are you willing to blow it up? No, I'm not willing to blow it up. Well, he is. His log says 22 degrees of timing, running it at 0.72 lambda. Black smoke out the bitch. Stop it. So a lot of people need to really stop looking at the internet for hero passes to compare themselves to it, because the heroes are not going to tell you exactly how they're sitting. They're going to try to make you buy their product because that's a smart thing to do. What did you do to run that number? Well, I ran this cold air. Oh my God, 1050. What did you do to run that number? I got this shifter. Parts that matter, fuck all, for the performance of the vehicle, really. No one, notice how absolutely nobody asked what shifter is in my white car. Notice how nobody in the comment section of my video asked what shifter is in it. You know why? Because it doesn't fucking matter. It is a Barton Hybrid 3. Can I shift like that with a stock shifter? Yup. Can I shift like that with an MGW? Yup. Can I shift like that with a Steeder shifter? Yup. It's not an MGW. Exactly, Frederick Fiesta. He's a fan. He's a fan. He understands why I say shit like that. Everyone thinks it must be I could shift like that with a stock shifter as long as it doesn't bind internally. But I prefer personally the Barton. Did I mention it in the video? Did I say Barton shifter does this? No. In the video, I didn't even fucking mention anything about the shifter. I didn't even how many times did I mention anything about the clutch? Like, did I highlight this? All I said was the bent caliper stage 2 with billet forks. At no point in there am I talking all this shit about pushing a product down your face. It's all about racing Jake. So I'm not trying to be a hero and I'm not trying to sell you a product, but you guys are out there probably trying to go, how can I do it? Most of you cannot. I'm going to be really honest with you guys. If half of you got in my car as it is, you will not be able to duplicate that number. I give very short, small percentage of people that weigh the same as me. Let's forget about being light, that can duplicate that number in my car based on me knowing how the car acts, how the shifter and everything. It's very difficult. Okay. But once you're used to it, you can kind of have a groove with the car. You learn the car, things are good. So a lot of people are going to go, wait, I sit just like Alex. I got 12 PSI, Torco in the tank, a BAP, FIC 1440s, a Barton shifter, this clutch, that trans, 373s. How come I don't run a 690 or deep in the sixes at 92 degrees or 87 degrees, what it was that day? Because you saw the draggy temperature. It was like 87 degrees. It was no 50 degree day. Because it was 50 degree, that bitch would be a 670, 660 at 12 PSI. And with more boost, I don't have a doubt that this car will go fives in 60 to 130. No doubt. No doubt at all. Exactly why I went 10R80. Gordon Camerling says, I get it, brother. I get it. DJ says, set your own goals and enjoy it for yourself. That's exactly what we need to do, guys. Stop looking at hero passes on the internet. Stop looking at hero passes. Stop looking at comparing yourselves to other people. Number one, they're not going to tell you everything. Barry Farmer, thank you. And DJ, thank you. You're not going to duplicate many people's times based on what they tell you that they have done. Do your own shit, enjoy it, because a lot of people are looking at my car. They're like, oh, 10R80 cars go that cool. Congratulations. 3,100 pound 10R80 CJ cars with over the radiator intakes and no AC and no seats. Run that number. That's awesome. I'm not going to compare myself to you. Get the fuck out of here. Are you fucking insane? Most people would have ended up in the ditch. The 1-2 where I corrected and you see my foot is to the wood the whole time. Once it got some grip, popped in it. There was like 8,200 RPM. My God. What the horsepower on the Gen 3 with the 12 PSI? I'm seeing 600 numbers on a Gen 1, 800 numbers on a Gen 2. Sorry for being a peasant. 12 PSI, 20 degrees is probably like 780, 770 or something like that. Probably 770. I don't think it's more than 770, to be honest with you. My goal is to get my car to run. They don't care until it goes boom. Then you hear the sob story. 100% Mike's Garage. I messed by 12, banging gears, and that thing was fun, but too lazy. Now, you're not that guy. You are not that guy.
Pal. Trust me, you're not that guy.
So, if you guys saw the video that I put out there and you enjoyed it, I appreciate it. I told you everything that's done to that car. But if you guys think you're going to duplicate that car and duplicate the time, now you guys might be better. That's a very attainable time if I give you the tune. But again, guys, I'm willing to blow it up. I'm willing to smoke the trans. I'm willing to smoke the clutch. That's the difference between me and most. I had a 20 degrees of timing on boosting, which I'm okay with. Would I do that to the customer? Probably not. I'm at 18, 19, 20. And then I shoved in timing. If you're a tuner, there's different ways you can shove timing in. And the cap is 20. That's meaning it will not go past 20. But it'll see that timing earlier. I am not willing to do that to many people. But the fact that it's a centrifugal and it doesn't have high load till high RPMs, I feel comfortable. And after looking at what the knock sensors were doing, I said, I feel comfortable shoving spark this in this thing. And if it blows up, it blows up. No big deal. Focus on dialing the car to run consistently and let the DA do its thing. So you will make decent money on that video because I miss those types of videos. Yes. So that video for this channel is doing really well. 6,000 views in a day is a lot for this channel. So I hope people can watch that. I'm going to do more videos like that, meaning once I put the Turbo Smart blow-off valve, I keep saying wastegate, blow-off valve in there, it'll be louder. Not that I'm looking for noise, but I want more boost control out of the whole situation. And then I'm going to run it on nothing but race gas. Exactly, Dominique Landavazo. Jesus Christ. Sent you a video on Instagram, Alex. Let me know what you think. Agent Orange says, what do you think I could get for my 302, Alex, in this market? Fairly stock, free-flowing exhaust, Lund tune, 80,000 miles. What's the number? Boss 302, realistically, no more than 31 because it's a specialty Mustang. A ruby red mint 14, which is an exotic color for that year. Premium 401A, the whole 9 yards, is probably 27 to 29. So Boss 302, I don't think more than 31, 32. I'm going to be honest with you, but if someone is willing to give you more than that for 80,000 miles, take that money and run. Omar X, love it. It's most of the NA guys arguing about tuners. That's exactly it, Kylon. That's what I experienced today. Guy from Tampa, good guy. He's like, yo, I'm sitting the same like my guys, and my guys are running faster. And I'm like, unless you get a jockey and run exactly like them, we have one tune for Cobra Jet 19 to 20 cars. Then you go throttle body, cold air, fuel, shifted higher, cams, but the base, the meat of it is the same all across the board. My friend was tuned by another tuner and kept asking for more and more and more out of it. He's on his third 10R80 now. There you go. Keep asking. That's what'll happen, guys, on any tuner. I'm going to be straight honest with you guys. If you guys say, I want more, I'm like, mod it more, plain and simple. We got Barry Farmer says, existing customer with Lund, and I'm going to go NA Gen 1 to boosted Gen 2. Is that still considered a tune upgrade? Was bought with what? Oh, the car was bought with another tuner's tunes. Okay, yeah, you could do that. You can go boosted Gen 2, and it is a tune upgrade because if you were from NA to boosted, you got to pay the plus 500. You got to pay the plus 500 because it is not a previously Lund tuned vehicle. Barry, if you bought, let's say, my car, and let's say my GT500, and you said, hey, Alex, I want a tune upgrade for my car. Well, I think it would only be like $150 for you because you were an existing customer and the vehicle was previously Lund tuned. But now you're a previous customer, but the vehicle was not previously Lund tuned. So that is a complete brand new tune from scratch for a Gen 2 vehicle. I don't think it's an upgrade because what are you upgrading from? You're upgrading from a Gen 1 to a Gen 2. That's not a tune upgrade. That's a completely different vehicle. So you're going to have to pay from scratch all over again. Sir, I saw it. Left a comment. That rear seat delete. Thank you, Downhill Daddy. My bad, FFE and 85 only car. What's he talking about? Izzy, Boss 302 interior looks old as shit. Used to want one until I got one. I got in one a year ago. I agree. The Gen 1 Mustangs did not age well. The Gen 2 Mustangs, think about it, guys. Brand new 2020 GT500s have a very similar layout to a 2015 Mustang. Headlights, taillights. I think taillights are different. I think they got the modern ones. But the digital dash can be retrofitted. The seats still in the same place. Steering wheel's different. Steering wheel's very similar. It's not that much different. So that's aged much better. I like being the jockey, says George Figueroa. Alex, did you get sweatshirts I sent for you and Dakota? Loving the TDC recently call-in show was amazing. Thank you, Justin Basin. No, I got to look into that. I got to see if there's some sweaters at Power by the Hour. Joseph says, I'm at the gym getting this workout. Ordered a 331 gear for my Gen 1 NT82. Keep it the good work, Alex. It's leg day. Love Boost says his height protects his 2K. I'll do a live stream during the GTR qualifying just to make it fun. Alex, my car's been boosted for 6 months and I installed the UPR CAT scan as well. I've checked it twice now in 6 months and no oil at all. Is that normal or is it installed wrong? You should have some oil in there, John Cena. I'd have to see how you have it installed. Rich 50 says, Lund for the win. The way the car drives, can't imagine anyone else tuning my car that good. Thank you. Appreciate that very much to the Lund guys. Buddy texted me today asking what trends to run in his car. Gen 1 with twins, T56, G101, or Ben Calmer NT82. What's he looking to do? Second shift? If he can get a Ben Calmer Stage 3 MT82, he would save on the shifter, the drive shaft, and the cross member. I've said that about a bazillion times. Why are the fastest 5.0s running quicker time than the fastest 2020 GT500s? Is it weight or the DCT? What the fuck did he say? Why are the fastest 5.0s running quicker times than the fastest 2020 GT500s? Are we kidding? It's the DCT. What's his name? Or the orange twisted GT500. I think he has an orange GT500, 2020 GT500 love boost. He took out the DCT and put a or a 400. I'm not gonna say turbo 400 because Chevy guys lose their fucking minds. They lose their minds. Twisted GT500 went 820. So the DCT is the weak link if you want to drag race. Like he is almost a half second quicker than a completely fully built lightweight DCT GT500. Twisted 500 is the orange car is almost a half second quicker than a fully built built motor Whipple 3.8. It's a twin turbo car too, so you got to give it that. For Twisted. Then DCT GT500. The DCT is okay, but it is not awesome. People are cutting 1.3s, this and this and that. That's fine. But once you get to the real serious shit, 1.2s and 1.1s, DCT, unless the car is super Twisted 500 right here, me, turbo 400. Exactly. This guy right here, put a 400 in the shit in twin turbos. The bitch is the fastest 2020 GT5, the quickest. I'm not sure about the fastest, but he is the quickest 2020 GT500, period, built by HPJ Lund Tune. Just like that. Some ARP hardware for your giveaway too. Oh, Justin Basin. I'm gonna text PBH right now. I'm gonna text PBH right now. I'm gonna say, do I have sweaters and shit down there? Like, what the fuck's going on? Let me hit up Jake. Do I have sweaters down there? I keep getting asked by people that sent them. By people. Gee, I can't put this. Sent them. Okay, we'll see. We'll see if you got them. If I do, I'll get them tomorrow. Yeah. No, fastest and quickest. I said quickest. I corrected myself. Nobody is quicker than Twisted 500. Nobody is quicker than Twisted 500, 2020 GT500. 8.2. Period. The other one is Evolution's 500, right? They have the current record holder for GT500 DCT is Evolution. The current overall record holder for 2020 GT500 is Twisted. I think if the UPR catch can has a breather on it, there's no return in the intake, then there's no vacuum to suck the oil into a can. No idea. Don't care. Jake's rocking the sweaters, probably. He's wearing one right now. Oof, which one are you taking? Twisted 500 car or the GT500 with the T56? Look, the T56 is not going to be a car to drag race in, right? The guy that put the T56 in a 2020 GT500, again, guys, you guys are hero racing. You see a guy that puts a Whipple 3.8, which is retardedly big, in a built motor GT500 and runs a number, and then 2020 GT500 guys lose their fucking minds. I go, you're comparing yourself to that? Yeah, dude. So the T56 guy is going to do like I did in my white car. How many of you guys looked at my video? Be honest. How many of you automatic car guys? Let's just put a 1 in the chat. If you are an automatic car guy, saw my white car video of me shifting in it and thought to yourself, God damn it, that looks fun. God damn it, that looks fun. Look at him shift that motherfucker. Look at him have some fun. Damn. Listen to how the shifts sound. Listen to that thing get down, right? That's what a 2020 GT500 owner would experience if he put a T56 in his shit. It's not going to be the fastest. It's not going to break any records. It's not going to be anything above and beyond the DCT in terms of performance. But everyone looks at that video and goes, that looks fucking fun. And that's what a GT500 owner wants to do. Have some fun. Maybe he's not going to be the fastest, but he ain't going to be slow if he knows how to shift. Real Hero would put MT82 in a 2020 GT500. Says Mustang Lifestyles. Oh, you gotta love it. I literally started looking up the 60 to 130s for my car to see how it stacked up, laughing my ass off. Keith Ray watching that video. Yeah, Keith Ray's talking I cut my teeth on it. Man, shut the fuck up. I'm doing a shit ass MT82 that people hate, and I'm somehow making it look. It looked easy, didn't it? Man, let's just see the video. Fuck all that, man. Shit, I'm gonna. I bet you a lot of you guys must have been mind blown that it didn't explode. How is Alex not exploding that trans? He did it 3 times in a day. You would have thought by now he would have blown that shit up. And I'm like, no, it's actually holding up pretty nicely. So I'm gonna go take it to the pulls. Let's just get right to the pulls where I do a 1 2, 1 2 3 4 after doing a bunk ass. Share screen. Chrome tab, MT82, do not share audio. So let's have some fun, right? Let's have some fun. Full screen the bit, right? And then we're here. Okay, so let's get a 1 2 3 4 going for your kids.
Maybe a 2 3. Different baits of transmission. Get it on video. I mean, it's ominous, but let's be honest. That's what we're here for. Sorry for the shaking.
Okay, those are 8,000 or so RPM shifts. Okay, so then we're going to go to the fast pass, which was a 690 something, 697 or so. Let's do that real quick, and you can see what the deal is.
Boom, draggy.
Yeah, you like my boobies. Called pecs, son.
Hopefully she stays together. 750 would be ideal because Jake's truck's gonna run a 7.1 no matter what he does.
Everyone's in tits though.
Unless it skips a shift or it does something wonky, a 4-wheel drive turbo E85 truck is gonna do what it's gonna do. So it's not that much rocket science.
I'll let it play through.
I'll leave that so.
So second gear, let's say I started at 5,500 RPMs or so. And if you look closely, I do lift my right foot very slightly to unload the trans. Look at the right foot. A little lift in between the shift is all you need. Boom. A lot of you power shifting assholes that rely on watt boxes. Brad Boss, I'm not lifting 405, but
I'll show you what.
I'm up there. 3 plates. So yeah, there you have it. I mean, it's not. I'm lifting in between the shifts, and everyone else is telling you power shift and leave it to the floor. Alex doesn't know what he's doing. Whatever, man. Whatever. Just that's what I like about posting videos. I'm like, there you go. You can look at the video and forget everything everyone has ever told you online. Videos like that shut people up. They go, all right, 1, Alex can drive okay. 2, he's lifting in between the shifts. 3, he's shifting above 8,200 RPMs. And a Vortec manual car on pump gas and boostane or octanium is decently quick on about 11 or 12 psi. So every myth that you have been told about how Vortex suck and how MT82 suck, and in a video, all that shit was dispelled. That's combo enough for 900 horsepower. ID 1050X level 2 Gen 2 car, or injectors too little. Look, 900 horse. I think 1050Xs are a little close. Hunter Walker. I would at least get yourself a 1300 or an FIC 1440. In my opinion, the FIC 1440 would be probably the best injector just to have headroom. Biggest problem with people trying to shift the newer cars is people wanting to shift it like an old T5. Snatching gears is not necessary. Alex, did you start around the same mile an hour each time? Yes, sir. Absolutely, each time. Now, I had people in completely different cars comparing apples to oranges, and they said they're comparing apples to oranges, said, why didn't you start in third? Real simple. The centrifugal makes no power up until about 55 or 6,000 RPM. So you need to start out in the best gear you can so you can run up to the 60. But then some people said, well, isn't that cheating? Why don't you start at 60? Well, let me ask you a question. Let's say I'm in second gear, 49 mile an hour, 5,800 RPM. And I get to 60 at about, I don't know, 6,000 RPMs. What RPM do you think I'll be when I get to, if I started at 60? The same RPM. So some people were like, aren't you cheating the 60 to 130 by running up to the mile an hour? No, that's exactly how it's measured. It's 60 to 130. It's not start at 60 in terms of like do not floor until it hits 60. It's running up to the gear. The tuner formerly known as Alex floors. Well, what's happening? Alex, you forgot the most important one. What's happening? 6'9", you hit the blower switch. Oh, God. Did you see any knock? No, I did not see any knock. But exactly, understand this. I tuned the car. I can desensitize the knock sensor. I can shove timing into something that I think is safe, but not necessarily give to you guys because I don't want you guys driving on pump gas with that tune because a lot of you guys do that shit. A lot of you guys do that. Exactly. Now I'm a myth buster because everyone goes, wait, I don't get it. I looked at Alex get down. I thought everything in 6G said the MT82 sucked. And this is a stage 2 Ben Caliber trans. Stock gears, but billet forks. And the failure point on the Gen 3 MT82 D4 is the forks. So Ben Callum was like, try this trans with good forks. And man, that thing was shifting really nice. But no, I did not see any knock because I desensitized the knock sensor a little bit and shoved timing it. I didn't turn off the knock sensor. No. But I did not see any positive knock because I had one can of boosting. Sorry, Octanium. I keep saying boosting. Octanium you can get at AutoZone. And 3/4 of a tank or almost a full tank of pump gas from Shell, which was $5.50 in my area. Is replacing the spark plugs more often only a downside to boosting? You stated in your 6130 video that you're running octane booster. Yeah. Boosting supposedly doesn't kill your plugs as much, but Octanium, Torco, and others sure will mess up your plugs. But that doesn't mean that they perform bad. They just look pretty orange. Lifting the foot is good practice. Even Wesley Evans does the same. Also, Alex won the first ever driver mod. That's so stupid. How did those tires hook at 26 PSI, about 750 wheel, second gear, peak, it was hooking. It wasn't spinning. Give me a race gas tune and I run 87 because I'm a broke boy. That's what happens. If I give you guys a tune like that and I explicitly tell you do not run it on anything unless you have over 100 octane, you guys blow it up and you go, what happened? Your tune blew it up. Oh, the race tune that you ran on 87? Just like you don't have a rev limiter, YouTube the car and know yourself. Right. What causes oil pump gear failures? Resonance, chain slapping. What do I do to a car to prevent it from having resonance and chain slapping? I bump the rev limiter out of the way or it hits a throttle cut before it hits a pop, pop, pop hard limiter, spark cut. I don't want to hit the pop, 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 pop. I don't want to hit that. I want to hit the fuel cut, the throttle cut. I want to boom like a soft because then the chains don't go and there go my oil pump gears. Now, in the future, if I do get cams in the car, because that's probably something, that car's going to be a daily. It's not going to be a full race car. It's going to stay full weight. Going to put an audio system in it. I'll showcase a little sub in the back. I'll make a video of making a nice little head unit, nice little subs and, mids and have a nice daily. That's going to be a little heavier than most, but I still want it to run a good number. So I'll probably put cams in it. I'll probably put a bigger centrifugal, like a V7 JT oil fed from the engine, shit like that. So when your stock motor busts the Ringland, was there any base tune revisions on the Lund file? No, it's the same tune, guys. This tune that's on this car is the exact same tune that was in the car when it popped the number 7. Now, what's the biggest difference? Number one, this is a 2021 motor in my 19. If you look at when it was built in 2021. My first motor in it was made in early 2018, and it was in a 19 Mustang. But if you look at when it was made, because if you look on the engine itself, it says when it was made, the year, and it was made early 2018. You guys know some cylinders were not even round in 2018. They were having issues, and a lot of cars popped ringlands, and a lot of cars had the cam reversion issue. This car, to this day, does not have cam reversion issues, and my other car did it pretty quickly. What did Turvey say? Does the Coyote support individual cylinder timing? You might want to check that something called link, knock, block. You can listen to each sensor with headphone tuning. It does. It does let you do individual cylinder fueling. That's how the number 8 cylinder was fixed. An individual knock sensor, individual knock sensor logging, because this thing has 4 knock sensors instead of 2. And you can do individual stuff, but we don't necessarily go by that. He's not wrong, Matt. Matt, he actually asked a pretty good question. When you rev it to neutral at car shows, exactly. Two-step boys kill OPGs. I heard people say, do you have a more aggressive rev limiter? I go, what do you mean? Well, we want it to go pop, 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 pop. I go, actually, sir, you don't want it to go pop, 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 pop. Tech question, does more timing improve miles per gallon? Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. Second shift racing. When you're cruising your Mustang, especially the Coyote Mustang, you can look at timing, and it's like in the 40s. If you have low timing and someone just goes across the board with their timing curve, that bitch will be hot as fuck, and your headers will be glowing at like 9 degrees cruising. So high timing and honestly leaner AFR. If you look at a lot of Mustangs, they run a slightly leaner AFR cruising and high timing. U-Haul Racing says late as usual, but I'll catch the replay. The Grasshopper had a pretty good question. He did have a very good question. I suspect Turvey, even though he's retarded, probably knows a lot of shit. Just like Rain Man, Dustin Hoffman, knew how to count cards. I suspect Turvey might have good questions, but bad practice. Do you know what I'm saying? Alex, I wonder if the tick you talked about on the 4.6 Coyote, on the Coyotes, is lifters, lash adjusters, just like the 4.6s. Honestly, Deceptive's Garage, no one has really pinpointed the ticking that Coyotes make. No one has really, they can guess, they can guesstimate, but the motor that was in the red car, I don't even know if the guy flipped it finally or not. That ticked, and Jake took the whole thing apart before he sold it to Cleet, who's now selling grass. Jesus. Good for him. Fuck it. And he goes, Alex, I found nothing wrong in that motor. I was like, all right, I'll buy it. When people ask the pop tunes, just sell them a big pack of black cats and a lighter. Rain Man is a good comparison. Rain Man is a pretty good comparison. Yeah, Turvey, definitely Turvey. Broke clock is right twice a day. Even a blind squirrel finds a nut once in a while. That tick is annoying. It is annoying. But okay, I had a 6-liter, 3/4 ton truck. That thing piston slapped. Everywhere you went. I'm like, fuck it, just drive it. I think he's just a broke kid that loves Mustangs. I've been there. I get it. And I hope Turvey becomes successful. But he needs a little bit of an attitude adjustment, but he's not a bad guy. Sarah Tech fixes the fuck out of the tick. Dustin Hoffman's not retarded. He is just a savant. My girlfriend's stock 17 GT ticks, but runs great. And that's where I tell people, like, stop worrying about the tick. Get a cam loped idle tune. And stop worrying about the tick. Just drive the car. Who cares? Junk Whisperer. He is the Junk Whisperer. However, I'd like to think of myself more of like TJ from NFS Underground 1, if you get the reference, the Junk Man. No, because we are all adults here. Did you break in the new engine, or don't believe in it? So I drove it for about 500 to 700 miles in a normal fashion. And then I went fucking what? I broke in the clutch, and then I just said, let's fucking get it. No issues. Torque and Bean sauce is octane booster for nitrous or just race gas. I've heard don't use the 108 turbo. Look, on nitrous, I want the best gas possible. The best gas possible, period. If it ticks, shove boost in it. Yeah, you're right. And it absolutely cures the tick. It just puts a little bit of a load, in my opinion, on the rotating assembly, and the tick magically goes away. Think about it, guys. Think about it. Why is it that when you put boost in the car, the tick goes away? One, you have a belt now. Instead of pulling the accessories, it's now also pulling a air pump, right? So now there's more tension on the crank, and the air pump is now putting a little more load on the rotating assembly, and magically the tick goes away. Think about that. You put a load on the crank, a little load on the rotating assembly, 0.2 load at idle instead of 0.11 or 0.3, and the tick is gone. Interesting. As long as the tick doesn't become louder and knock, just make the car louder. I leave the cutouts open because my LS1 makes some valve train noise. Do you think it has to do with the gay ass oil pan in the Gen 3s? No, I don't think it has. The ticking has been around since Gen 1. I'm used to it. Car runs fine. Send it. Sunoco near me still has GT110 from the pump at $10 a gallon. No price increase. That's in Rhode Island. And the tick also has a lack of oil. You see it in the tick go away after an oil change, but always comes back. Agreed. My tick went away on my 14 with 8 PSI TVS. Dodge truck's been ticking for years. Just send it. Fresh Pasteles says 6.2 ticked after a turbo. Normal tick. 180K on the clock. The tick is Ford silently telling you to boost the Coyote. I was surprised how loose the rod-to-rod clearances were on the Coyote. I wonder if that is the tick. That would mean the ones that tick are built loose, and boost adds heat and tightens them up. Alex, in your opinion, does a lightweight same size water pump pulley affect PSI in a boosted car? What the fuck did you just say? Alex, in your opinion, does a lightweight same size water pump pulley affect PSI on a boosted car? An accessory pulley affect boost? I mean, boost is affected by the crank OD balancer and the upper pulley that it's pulling. How is an accessory water pump pulley that's affected by a different drive, or even let's say it's affected by the same drive, it will not affect PSI? That'll affect belt wrap a little bit, but it's about the combination of the upper pulley and the lower balancer. That's what affects boost. I work with a guy that told me Mustangs are actually Mazdas. Nope, same size. Math. Alex's brain hurts from reading that question. Yeah, I was like, why? If the water pump pulley does not determine the spin ratio of the blower, because what determines the RPM of the blower? The combination of the balancer pulley and the upper pulley on the blower itself. I'm getting an upgraded alternator pulley. I got it. Thank you. You got it, sir. It's only rotational mass issue. So technically you might get a quicker rev, but minuscule. He's right about that. Ford must have turvy eyeballing bearing clearances for the Coyote assembly line. Oh my God. A la verga, puro pinche 956 a la verga, cuz. There you go. This is what he wants.
956
A la verga, cuz. Did you get the ones that Joey rummaged through last week or the week before? Nope, they're sitting right here in his office. Yeah. Put them in yours. Because he's gonna try to take them. I'll get them tomorrow. So the sweaters are there. Joey wants to steal them. Yeah. Fuck that. They're for me. Fuck that. I give him enough. I give him cookies. I give him a bunch of shit. Fuck all that, bro. Oh man, gotta love it. That reminds me of the 03 Cobra Days, right? The smaller accessory drives. Everyone was always up on that. What's up, buddy? You want to say hi? Come on, say hi to the people. Because Alexi B cannot have a normal day without you saying, come on, buddy. You don't want to come up? He just wants to eat. Come on, buddy. Come on. Say hi. We're almost got 1 minute left. 1 minute left. Ah, fuck it. Fuck him. You don't want to come. Never stop these shows. Thank you. Yeah, my 10R80 definitely had a Turvy built in. Another tech question. Does higher compression require more or less fuel? Ooh, that's a good one. That's a good one. If it's a higher compression, I don't think it'll require any more or less fuel, right? Are you saying at wide open throttle? Or are you saying like an idle? Because I'm thinking steady state, second shift racing. So if you have a higher compression engine, would it require more fuel to combust or for the combustion? That's a good question. That's a very good question. Has Tony ever pushed a button on the soundboard? No, the soundboard's way up here. Tony! Tony! Come on, buddy. You don't want to say hi to people? He needs a ball or something. He needs something to like bring him up here. Here you go. Here you go. I'm gonna fool you. Oh Jesus, no! Oh, forget it. No, he's got it. Fuck it. More fuel says exactly. That's an interesting question. I honestly don't know, to be honest with you. I would think that it doesn't suck in more air as long as you're compressing it more. Bigger jets on the Dominator. Are you going to do a short interview with Turvy? Fuck no. Miguel Mejia likes Tony. Tony's in the house. Oh, you're eating that. Fuck you then. My favorite all motor dudes buying the 1,000 vacuum pump for all supposed 30 crank horsepower. I'm glad I saw the sign. More fuel only if you're trying to resist detonation. Again, we're talking wide open or are we talking steady state like idle? If you use less fuel, you're not compressing anything there. The more air fuel ratio doesn't need to be changed at that compression. That's what I'm saying, Matt, because when I tune a Coyote, the base fuel calculation does not change whether you're 9-1 or 12-1. Meaning I don't go in there and have to add or take away any more fuel. And the short trims do not change. Because I've seen people that went from a stock motor Coyote 11-1 compression down to a 9-5 or whatever compression illuminator, and fueling was perfect. Trimming wasn't trimming rich or lean. The tune was exactly the same. All they changed was the compression ratio. So I would say none but at wide open throttle, honestly, the trims, but depending on the Coyote computer, didn't have to change. Oh, okay. I'm going to get out of here. Did you say the crew is going to support customers at Texas 2K? Look, if you didn't schedule it already, you're fucked. You're fucked if you didn't schedule it already. If you didn't schedule Texas 2K tune support 2 weeks ago, good luck. You are not getting any trackside support. I have nothing on my docket. No one said. Now, if someone hits me up and I'm a nice guy and they're out there Saturday testing and they want a log looked at, sure. But I'm not going to be there waiting for logs on my laptop. I'm going to enjoy my life. The base doesn't change at all. While you want a richer mixture, maybe. I mean, going there. No, I'm not going there. No one from London is going there. Hey, Harley Fordo Takwachi says, thank you, Alex, and have a good show. And Alex, all right, guys, I'm out of here. Tomorrow, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, Talking Shit, the OG show. I appreciate people coming on. And first of all, liking the white car video. Obviously you guys like stick shift content, and I'm going to try to get you more of that when I can. And I appreciate that you guys like the white car and give a shit about the white car. I got a decent amount of views pretty early on, which made me a happy guy. Second of all, don't chase hero passes, because 9 times out of 10, they're not telling you everything that's done to the car. They're just trying to sell parts, look good, or whatever. But 9 times out of 10, hero passes are done in conditions that you'll probably never meet, and they don't have all the parts they're telling you that they have on the car, or they have more and they're just omitting some of the stuff. All right, guys, tomorrow, 8 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time, Talking Shit. See you guys then. Have a great rest of your Monday.